Okie dokie.
So,
I feel like I got in the bag.
ready?
Oh, wait. I want raspberries.
That's so random of you.
Welcome to our podcast. We're just two
two
girls. We decided to start this podcast because we just felt like a lot of our conversations were very relatable and
Just can help others go through their journey in life as we're going through ours.
yeah, we're 20-year-olds basically
Yeah.
in college figuring out what we want to do in our life, dealing with social issues or
Our own
experiences,
issues,
yeah, personal
personal issues.
experiences and issues. Um, and I'm sure that a lot of people feel and experience the same things that we do.
And we just thought that, like, talking about our experiences that I'm sure a lot of people share will just help them kind of figure out themselves about, like, how to deal with it and just to know that they're not alone with a lot of the things that we talk about.
Yeah.
And also just advice if they need something to help through their day and just like stuff to do that will help with their mental health, physical health, everything. And
Or give us advice.
yeah,
We're a
exactly.
community here,
Yeah, for sure.
helping out each other.
Yeah, we went through this journey together. I'm Mia.
Sarah's eating raspberry. I'm Aviv.
And I mean, we've known each other for about actually a decade now. Met in
Yeah.
elementary school. So like we've been going through a journey in life together also. So we thought it'd be really good to just share our experiences with everyone.
Yeah.
So
We live in college together now
yeah, we
in our
were
little
roommates.
studio
Studio
apartment.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so our first podcast we're starting with, it is a little late, but it is the new year, and we thought that we would talk about our ins and outs of the new year and how they really are important to just get the year started and like have a really good year because some things in the last year were just not it.
Yeah,
So
there's some things that need to be left out and some new things that
they
need
need
to
to
be brought in.
exactly. So Dave's gonna start us with our
Yeah.
first in for the year.
Yeah, so my first in is journaling more. I feel like it might be a little bit basic. A lot of people say that they need to like start journaling. I feel like especially now, maybe I've just seen this like on my like TikTok or whatever,
Yeah.
but I've seen a lot of people start to journal and I think like a week or two before the new year started, I brought it up to Mia and stuff that I wanted to start journaling.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like I'm always like left with like thoughts and just like sometimes like you have a lot of like build up emotions or like things that you just need to put on paper, and I feel like once you put on paper you like clear your mind and your thoughts, um and it's therapeutic. So I started journaling and I really enjoyed it. I just want to make it like a more routine thing of once a week journaling to clear my mind, and yeah, I feel like it's a healthy thing to bring into the new year.
No, I definitely agree. I think it's like so bad to keep everything bottled up, and sometimes there are things you don't want to tell anyone else. So it's such a good way that you're like basically it's like your therapist. Sometimes your
Yeah.
journal is your therapist, and you're just like putting out the words you want. And I'm sure it's beneficial for everyone. I personally don't do it. I remember trying for years when I was younger. I found like old journals in my basement that I basically have 2 pages in it because I decided that it was too hard to do. But
It's a hand workout.
no, it is, and it's sometimes it's hard to like you'll think things in your head and it's very hard to put it into words.
Mhm.
But I think that's also a really beneficial aspect to it that you are putting it into words and you're kind of understanding a little better about what you're even feeling. So it is really
Yeah.
beneficial. I think it's very good in for the new year.
Yeah.
One of my ends is just to care less about what people think of me. Like I personally get really anxious about that. I think what people are always looking at me and thinking like, what is she doing? And I'm sure a lot of people are like this and they just either they admit it. A lot of people who are like this, people just don't admit it. But even when I'm walking in the street, I think someone's looking at me. They're not. No one cares if I'm at the gym and doing 10 minutes on the treadmill, an hour on the treadmill. No one cares really. They're all worried about what other people think of them. That they're not just like thinking about what you think about yourself. Like I need to start thinking if I'm who I want to be, where I'm in life. Like that's like so much more important that what you think about yourself. If you think you are a good person, then rather than just like everyone, like if you think that rather than caring what everyone else thinks about you, Like, you just should be a good person and just be happy with yourself. Like, that's the most important thing at the end of the day.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think that you can easily get caught up in like in caring
Yeah,
and like thinking that other people are,
definitely.
you know. Um, okay, I'll say an out. I think that going along with the journaling more, um, is like overthinking and overanalyzing situations. I feel that overthinking situations, this all has to do with like social anxiety in some way. But like overthinking situations before they happen, I do a lot. Let's say that I have an event or like a hangout even with friends that I'm not really close with or as close with than like my hometown friends. Um, any even classes or new situations that like you put yourself into, I feel like you can overthink the before and really get anxiety about going to it. And what if this happens? What if I don't really like click with people there? What if it's a little awkward? And then like you just put yourself into like a panic. So I really want to try to not overthink situations, and then over analyzing I feel happens after situations. Let's say there was a conversation with a new person or even someone close to you, and you have a conversation or a hangout or any situation, and after it you just keep on asking yourself what if, like what if they perceived me in a way that I'm not actually that person, or I don't usually act that way, or they didn't like me, or just like overthinking a lot of things, or if you did something weird or said something that like they might think is weird. I feel like after situations you can easily overthink, and that also puts you into a panic. So I really want to try like to not overthink or overanalyze situations, and like just after they happen, just it just happened. Like you don't have to think about everything, and I feel like it's definitely easier said than done, but that's a goal.
No, I think that's an amazing goal. Like, you're honestly, when you overthink and overanalyze, you're not yourself and you're
Yeah.
adding so much stress to your life. Like, I do the same thing you do. Like, I'll say something, it'll be a week later. No one's thinking about it but me. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking, oh my God, why did I say that? No one cares. Really, no one cares. That goes back to like trying not to care what people think of you. Like,
Yeah.
we're overthinking way too much about not important things in our life.
It's mentally draining. It's generally
Really
it
is.
takes a toll on you, and it's draining on yourself because it stresses you out for no reason.
No, completely. And there's so much more important things to focus on in our lives that just bring yourself up, like, truly.
Yeah.
So, my next out, not as deep, guys, but so important. Just stop waking up so late. I'm really bad at this personally. Aviv can attest to
Oh, I
this.
can attest to this.
I can
Mia
sleep
can like
about like 12 hours, guys.
she
Like,
can sleep until 2 p.m.
yeah. Okay, I was up till 2 p.m. until about last freshman year. I mean, I'm in sophomore year now, so basically last year. Um, but no, like, even this week, I was waking up at 9:30. I feel so much more refreshed. Yeah, it's so hard to get out of bed. Trust me, guys. I'm like a bed person. Like, I love
Yeah.
it. I cannot get out of my bed.
I could
But
stay in bed all day.
yeah, like, it's bad. But you really do. Like, you wake up, you take 30 minutes to actually process what's happening, but you wake up and then you just feel so much better throughout your day. You get so much more done. You feel
Yeah.
refreshed. It's honestly better for your mental health too. Like, it really is. Rotting in bed is not good for you as much as it is difficult. I've had those days where I rot in bed, I can't get out. It's not good. It just drains you even more. Actually,
Hmm.
I feel more tired if I'm in bed all day rather than waking up, moving my body, putting food in my body, getting energy to my brain. It makes such a difference in your day. And like, also going to sleep a little earlier goes together with stop waking up so late. Like, just having like that good amount of you need that good amount of time, like about 8 hours. You don't need 12, that's too much. You don't need 4 or 5, that's too little. It just makes such a big difference in
Yeah,
my
we
entire.
this week we started waking up like at what, 9, like in between the hours of 9 and 10. That might not seem early to some people, but for us that's pretty early.
No, yeah, you don't have to wake
Um
up at 5, 6 in the
yeah.
morning, but like, don't wake up at 12 for one. Like, make it like, obviously it's going to be pretty like object, like, it's going to be different for every person, like, but just like an around, like, definitely like earlier than you, like,
Yeah.
not afternoon
So
basically.
we woke up pretty early than usual, and like our days are longer. You have more to get done, more energy. Like I
Yeah.
feel like we don't wake up as tired, and I feel like compared to last semester, we just started the new semester, Last semester we had a horrible sleep schedule. We'd
Yes.
like go to sleep at 3 in the morning and then wake up like 30 minutes before class. So I feel like maybe going to bed earlier. Currently it's 11:20. It's not horrible. Our
No,
night's pretty
yeah.
much coming to an end. Um, but definitely getting into bed before 1 in the morning every night
Yeah,
would be a
yeah.
goal, and waking up. I think that's a
Yeah.
good goal. Um, Another one of my ins is to have healthier habits both in moving my body and food wise. I feel that I like had a really healthy like schedule of moving and eating last year ish.
Yeah.
And I just felt so much healthier. I felt like I had more energy. I felt that I was happier. I liked the way that I was functioning and looking, and I just felt so much happier in myself. And ever since the summer, I've kind of been off of that. I've not really like put attention to what I'm eating, and healthier options. I haven't really been moving as much as I'd like. So one of my ends is really to like hit it hard after my birthday in a few days. I really want to like, cut out carbs, eat more vegetables, protein, and just like move my body more, whether that's taking a walk every day, going to like Pilates classes. I'm down to do Zumba if someone wants to join me,
Mm.
because Mia refuses.
Yeah. Not the answer, guys.
And or like a Pilates class, just walking on the treadmill, elliptical, anything to move my body. I feel like it makes such a difference in just how you feel. We're young. You want to feel like you're young. You want to feel like you're able to function. We both forgot to mention this, but we both love working with kids, both going to work with kids probably in the future. So I feel like it's really important to take care of your body, and a lot of that also has to do with self control, of being able to control what you're putting in your mouth, and
Yes.
you know.
No, it's definitely easier said than done. Listen, guys, I love a good sweet treat. There are many days I cannot go without one. No one's saying don't eat anything sweet, but
Yeah.
definitely watch what you're eating. Like if I eat really bad one day, I feel it. Like I feel gross at the end of the day. Like you feel so much better, and if you physically feel better, usually you will mentally feel better. It
Yeah.
just goes hand in hand. Like this is a very like important, and it's not simple. These are not simple things to do, but
Yeah, it's so much easier said than done.
yeah,
Completely.
but it definitely will like make an impact on your life. Like it
Yeah.
will.
You can feel a difference.
Yeah, definitely. My next in is just to bring less value to material things. Like and like spend less money. Goes hand in hand. I I'm not gonna say I have a shopping addiction. I have like a scrolling shopping addiction, you know? Like no, I do shop, guys. I do shop.
Guys.
It's been getting worse, but I like just like
Let's reverse to literally 10 minutes ago.
okay, I was buying a
Mia went
gift.
shopping
I was buying a gift and I added a few things for
to the cart.
myself. You know, you don't want the
And
shipping
then she
costs.
drags me in. She's like, "Are you sure you don't want the road? Are you sure you don't want the Sherpa?"
Listen, I'm trying not to get the shipping costs for myself. It's an extra $7.
If I
Guys.
buy it,
Student budget.
it gives her an excuse to buy.
It does. It does. I can't go broke on my own. Anyway, so
Someone needs to pay the rent.
so yeah, no, I put such value on these material things, and I'm sure there's things that I buy just because it's in trend, like that everyone does that, and it like you'll things will be small prices, $3, so I was like, oh, it's only $3. It adds up, it really does, and you don't realize it until you open your bank account and
Oh,
your jaw
yeah.
drops.
That
Guys,
number
not a
goes
good
down.
feeling. Yeah, but if you just bring less like value to these material things, and if you want to spend the money, spend it on something that lasts. Honestly, I was just on a
Mhm.
trip. It's memories that last forever. It's so much more fulfilling. It's so much more like impactful on you, and it's things that like you don't need something that you're gonna wear 2 times. Let's be real, that's happened to me
Yeah.
many times. Waste of money. Like, and if you want to buy something, you buy something good. Like cheap doesn't always mean that it's good, guys. Sometimes cheap goes away. You have to also like know what you're buying. Like if you buy one expensive thing and it lasts you for a while, that's also good. But I just need to put more value onto things that are important and not just material things, and I just think it's just something really important for everyone to do.
And we are living in a material world.
But yeah,
Yeah,
no,
for
we are
sure.
living in a material world.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
We're just two girls, guys.
Yeah.
What was do I do? Oh yeah, an out. Okay, another out for me is stop putting forth effort in something that I'm not receiving back or reciprocating. or no,
Yes.
being reciprocated.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Um, I feel that. Wow, I start everything with I feel that. I'm so sorry.
Listen, this is about emotions. About what you're
Yeah, yeah.
feeling.
I
It's
do feel
important.
though. I do
Exactly.
feel. Um, yeah, I definitely have had a lot of situations, especially since going to college, where a lot of hometown people, that friends that I know that maybe aren't like my closest friends, that like I we still have a good friendship, but reaching out and like seeing each other over the weekends or breaks and we all go home, I I fear that I'm the only, like I usually am reaching out and it's just not being reciprocated. Let's say I'm like every time it's like, "Oh, how are you? How did this go? How is this? When are you going to be home? Let's hang out. Are you free?" And like they'll answer but never reach out. And I feel like when you're not being reached out to and you're the one reaching out all the time, it gets exhausting, and also that also causes overthinking. Is like, okay, do they not want to continue this friendship? Are they just bad at texting? Obviously I'm clearly not like as a priority as maybe they are to me, which is fine, but I feel like sometimes you need to know when to call it quits and be like, for my own well-being, of just maybe take a step back and have let them reach out instead of me always reaching out. So I feel like I just need to stick to my, because I do fall into that a lot. Like I'll still reach out even though I tell myself not to. So I really want to like try to change my attitude with that and maybe stop.
Yeah, because it's hard because you want to be their friend and you think that you're like you are having a good time, and I'm sure they are too. It's just people just sometimes put value on different friendships more, which is fine. Not everyone has to be
Yeah.
your friend. It's just hard to let go. It is. I'm not like I do the same thing, and honestly though, like what's an issue with it is if you keep reaching out and they don't put the effort, and if they take like there are people who take days to answer or whatever, and they will.
Guilty.
Yeah.
I am
Okay.
guilty of that.
It's fine. I'll give you a pass
That's
on that.
another one of my outs, by the way, of replying to messages sometimes.
Yes. It's quite annoying, guys. Answer your friends, please. That's a PSA to everyone. Anyway,
Oops.
no, just it is like sometimes you're lowering your self-worth. Like cuz people like you need to put people in your life that want to be with you. They want to hang out with you. They'll put the effort that you're putting in. Like you deserve, like this is so cliche, but really you deserve to be treated how you
You
want,
do.
like how you
You
treat
just,
others. You know what I'm trying to say. What's the
yeah.
line?
Or treat others how
How
you
you
want to
want to
be
be treated.
treated.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Like, it's such a cliche, but it just
It's
it's
so
so
true.
true. And it just it's like for yourself. It is for
Yeah.
yourself. Like it's something to make you feel better. It's something that to make your self-worth higher. Like there's
Yeah.
no need for people who don't want you. It's not that they don't want you in their life,
Hashtag they
but
can be cut out of 2025. I'm
yeah,
joking. I'm
no,
joking. Well,
some half joking.
some. It depends.
But no, it does. Not, you don't have to cut everyone. It could be a chill friend you hang out once in a while. Like
Yeah,
just because someone doesn't maybe put in enough as much effort as you do, maybe you just need to lower your effort. It doesn't have
exactly.
to be complete cut off.
You got to reciprocate what they're giving you.
Exactly. Yeah. No, for sure. Um, so my last out of the year is just it's the same thing, kind of like I said, sometimes situations make me a little more anxious. So just letting certain social settings and situations stress me out less because I'll be real here. I was at an event this year at the beginning of the year. It's like a social event, and I was really having trouble just like talking to everyone there and meeting new people. And like yes, I do have friends, but it's really good to branch out and have school friends, someone to grab a
Yeah.
cup of coffee with or something like that. And honestly, I almost started crying. Like I know it just like you feel like you small little like elementary student, like trying to get into the class you don't know anyone, and it's so stupid. But like I sit there and I don't want to be there. It's not fun, but it's so important to just start getting comfortable being in the uncomfortable. Like it's important for your life later on. Like when you
Yeah.
start a new job, it's an uncomfortable situation. It's new. It could be exciting, but it's also scary. And
I feel
there's
like a lot of things from here on are out of your
a
comfort
hundred
zone
percent.
and uncomfortable, which is another in
Yeah,
putting yourself outside of your
you
comfort
have
zone.
to. There's no way to get through life without putting yourself in an uncomfortable situation. And you probably look at people that look so confident and they look like they don't care. They care.
Hmm.
And there are people who care less, I'm not gonna lie about that, but everyone has a certain situation that is gonna make them uncomfortable. There's not one person who does has zero
Yeah.
like stress like about a situation. Some people have more, and that's fine. That's not like you're not a problem because of that. But
I
like
feel like even if it's the smallest thing too, because like for example, this year I got like invited to a football game, um, a college football game when I was home, which would require like me to drive and then drive back home, and they were like bringing friends that I'm not really friends with, who I don't really know. So I was a little anxious of that, and my automatic like body response, like my automatic response was to say no, because it made me like anxious. And once that anxiety hits, your automatic response is to like go back into your little shell or your comfortable
Exactly,
space, and
exactly.
like back away and say no to things. So like my automatic response is like, I'm not really sure if I can come, like whatever. And then I was like, you know what? One of my goals is to really put myself outside of my comfort zone. And I said yes, I went, and I had so much fun. And I'm so happy I went. And now I look back on it, and it was so stupid. Like I was so overthinking it, and it really isn't that deep. Like it's something so little. Um but in that moment, like it just was not, like it was out of my comfort zone. Um
Yeah, and that's part of this also. Like,
yeah.
we have to look at things not so deeply.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
it's really not that important, some of these things. It's like, and you have to focus on things that are important. Um like, focus on the people that are really in like a big part of your life, or focus
Mhm.
on the hobbies that are really a big part of your life, or anything like that. Like, these such small things that you're gonna everyone around you is going to forget 10 minutes later. Let's be honest. Like, no one's thinking a week later about the embarrassing thing you did at the social event you were at. Only you do. And it's hard to get past that. Listen, I
Yeah.
still do that. Like, and most of us do. It
Yeah.
really is. But it's something that once you get past, it makes such a big difference in your life. And it's so like, it just, you just feel better. You feel less anxious. You feel happier. You feel
Mhm.
more like yourself, because when you are so stressed, you're not yourself. You're just
Yeah.
like this, you're like a shell. Like, you're
Yeah, you
just,
change.
yeah, it's, you're not authentic. You're not who you want to present to people around you. Like, I don't want to be presented as this shy little girl who
Yeah.
doesn't want to talk to anyone around her. No, I want to be friends with you guys. Like, I want to be social. It's just hard, and that's
Yeah.
fine. And you learn how to do it once you go through these situations, and as you get older
Yeah,
and all
you got
this
to
stuff.
put yourself out there in order
Yeah,
to change.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah, I actually have one more in.
Yeah, we'll do our last one.
Um one of like I feel like this is one of my bigger ins that I like before New Year's, actually New Year's Eve, I went into my car and I drove somewhere and I journaled, actually. And I just journaled about like the new year coming, and I wrote my ins and outs. And one thing that really like stuck with me is being like the best version of myself, and realizing that I need to do things that make me more happy, and put my like to put myself first in
So
a lot of
important.
situations. And like I feel like I really care about people around me, and like if something makes them happy or they want to go do something, I'll say yes and I'll go with them. But sometimes it's just not for me, and it's just not something that I enjoy or something that I want to do. And I feel like in those situations I need to take a step back and be like, okay, Viv, like you can put yourself first in some situations, and really like do what makes you happy, do what's important for you, and to build yourself as a person. And um really like just like build on myself, and be the best version of myself. And if that means like taking
Saying no.
myself, yeah, it's like staying in on a night out, or like not going to certain like situations,
Or just
or
saying no
yeah,
sometimes. If you
just
want to
saying
say no,
no.
you
Yeah,
can.
if something makes you uncomfortable or you don't want to do something, you can say no. If like if everyone's hanging out and like you feel like you need a night in, you can stay in. If a conversation is happening and I'm just not about it, like they're talking about something that makes me uncomfortable, or even like gossiping about, like I'm just not like not talking shit about people, not gossiping.
Yep.
Literally just talking shit about people. I'm not about that, and I don't like that. So just taking myself out of that situation, because you got to stick to who you are, and it's hard to like change to people
No,
around you, which is
100%.
a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
um
No, that's incredibly important. Like, being, like, the whole point of this podcast, honestly, is to get you guys to be who you are, to be
yeah.
happy with yourself. And, like, as we said before, yes, you have to be be comfortable in uncomfortable situations, but you got to know yourself. And when it is too much for you, like you said before,
Yeah.
say no. If you don't want to go to something, you're allowed
Yeah.
to say no. There's no reason to be forced into something. You're not going to enjoy yourself.
Exactly.
You're just going to sit there and regret, and like, why am I here? Why am I not in my bed watching my show? Like,
Yeah.
if that's what you want to do, that's what you want
Do
to do.
it.
You have to do what
makes you happy and
Yeah.
what's best for you. You know yourself best.
Yeah.
So also what Mia said, like kind of not caring what other people think, it also has to do with that. Like if you know you, and if something's not making you happy, don't do it. If people aren't making you happy, maybe those aren't the people to surround yourself with.
Yeah.
You just need to know your limits and what's best for you, and that's something that I really want to stick to and pay attention to in the new year.
Yeah, and so we hope you guys take everything we said with consideration
Yeah.
and just know that like it's just so important to do all these small things, and there's so many things we haven't touched on that are also so important to do, and
Yeah.
it's
We have a
just
lot to talk about.
we do, and those are going to be talked in our further podcasts. We
Yeah.
hope you guys tune into all of them, and it's just the whole point of this is just to like show you guys what we think and
Yeah.
hope you guys relate, and like
I mean, again, we're just two girls in our
Yeah.
20s. We're learning to navigate life. We're going through situations and experiences, and you guys are coming with us.
exactly, and so
I mean, first in is to put ourselves out of this, not first, but one of our ends is to put ourselves out of our comfort zone, and this
Exactly.
is definitely doing that. So
yeah, we're trying to take you guys along the journey and hope you can take something out of it. So, further ado, hope you guys enjoyed our
yeah.
first podcast, and
See you next time.
see you next time. Thanks for listening. Well, we're just two girls.